Hello, dear children. Greetings of the time. Hope enjoying your studies. Today we will be revising current electricity by covering 11th and 12th Maharashtra board syllabus, as well as it covers whole current electricity part from 12th NCERT syllabus. So first we see what is the steady current. स्टेडी का बेसिक मीनिंग होता है स्टेशनरी. सो स्टेशनरी करंट इज़ अ करंट विच रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम. विच रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू टाइम मीन्स अगर आप इस करंट का फर्स्ट ऑर्डर डेरिवेटिव लेंगे तो दैट विल बी इक्वल टू ज़ीरो, because the concept is derivative of a constant is equal to 0. Second point is ये है आपके पास clouds and this is earth. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पर clouds के पास बहुत सारे इनफाइनाइट चार्जेस हैं. तो जैसे ही थंडरिंग होगी all the charges will be flowing and fall towards earth. So this is not an example of steady current, because this current, as soon as it comes in the electric field of earth, its value changes. So its value with respect to time is not constant. Third point we are taking as electric current is denoted by I, and SI unit is ampere, as well as it is a fundamental quantity and its fundamental unit, that is SI unit, is ampere, and CGS unit is stat ampere. इसी में आप बोलते हैं कि एक इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक यूनिट भी है. सो CGS EMU यूनिट ऑफ करंट इज कॉल्ड एज एब एम्पियर. आई होप आप साथ साथ में सारे पॉइंट्स लिखते जाएंगे. नेक्स्ट इज इलेक्ट्रिक करंट जो भी कंपोज होगी, दिस विल बी कंपोज्ड ड्यू टू पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव चार्जेस which are in the flow, that is which are flowing. So suppose we are taking a figure, this is a cross section, and through this cross section these are the positive charges going towards right side, and these are the negative charges going towards left side. तो जैसे ही हम इस नेगेटिव चार्जेस का डायरेक्शन पलटेंगे तो हम उनको एज्यूम करेंगे कि अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में फ्लो हो रहे हैं पॉजिटिव चार्जेस. सो द टोटल charge and this number, if it is different, then this may be 1 and this may be 2. Now total charge which is going from left to right will be Q plus minus of Q minus. Okay, next point is what is the total current. So this is equal to the charge flowing per unit time is the total current. Hence by this formula the SI unit of current is ampere, SI unit of charge is coulomb, and that of time is second. So what is the unit definition of 1 ampere? When a charge of 1 coulomb flows in 1 second, then it makes current of 1 ampere. So this is the definition of 1 ampere current. Means suppose this is a cross section area and the total charge entered, that is Q plus, is 1 coulomb, and let Q plus reaches from this corner to this corner in a time of 1 second, then the current constituted will be 1 ampere equal to 1 coulomb upon second. Now as the current is not always steady, जैसे हम लोगों ने जस्ट अभी बात की थी कि करंट अगर टाइम के रिस्पेक्ट में कांस्टेंट होती है तो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड एज स्टेडी करंट, बट इफ़ द करंट इज़ नॉट स्टेडी then there may exist two types of current. First is called as average current and second one is instantaneous current. So for average current, as the formula for current is I equal to Q by T, so if the charge del Q flows in a time of del T, then average current will be called as del Q divided by del T, where the time interval may vary from T to T plus del T. Now what is the meaning of instantaneous current? When del T, that is the time interval, tends to 0, means it is infinitesimal. This is in physics very small quantity. This is infinitesimal time. Then the rate of change of charge flow with respect to time is called as the instantaneous current. So this is the definition of I-ins. So instantaneous current is defined as the rate of flow of positive charge by a unit cross section area if the time interval is very very small. Next आता है what is the significance of magnitude of current? Significance of magnitude of current. So for this we are taking 3 example. First is the human nerves. Human nerves में जो current है उसका order होता है about micro ampere. Next we take domestic appliances such as TV, fridge, microwave oven, fan, light, etc. इन सब appliances में general current का order होता है 1 ampere. And whenever we take the example of lightning, that is thundering, then the order of current is about 10,000 ampere. Therefore this type of current produces most of the heating effect because current is too much larger. Now let's take first numerical. Let 10 raised to 3 electrons are moving in the right direction and simultaneously 10 raised to 3 positrons are moving in the left direction through a particular cross section area. Then find the current through the interval of 1 millisecond. Okay, we have to find this answer. Find the current through the interval of 1 millisecond. तो सबसे पहले हम लोग फिगर बनाकर देख लेते हैं. Suppose this is a cross section area of a wire, cylindrical wire. राइट साइड में जा रहे हैं 10 raised to 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स एंड लेफ्ट साइड में जा रहे हैं 10 raised to 3 पॉजिट्रॉन्स. सो दे मे बी एज्यूम्ड एज इंडिकेशन 10 raised to 3 E+. तो सबसे पहले आपको इलेक्ट्रॉन्स का भी डायरेक्शन रिवर्स करना पड़ेगा. सो एज वी रिवर्स द डायरेक्शन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, दिस विल बी -10⁻³ E माइनस. ओके, आपके पास ये जो नेगेटिव आंसर आया है, दिस इज ड्यू टू द रिवर्सल ऑफ द करंट. नाउ फॉर द क्वेंटाइजेशन ऑफ चार्ज, क्योंकि 10⁻³ इलेक्ट्रॉन्स कितना चार्ज कैरी करते हैं, सो दिस इज इक्वल टू चार्ज कैरीड बाय पॉजिट्रॉन्स as well as charge carried by electrons. So this is equal to charge carried by positrons will be n into E plus, because positrons के लिए मैंने अभी E positrons के लिए E plus ले लिया. And what is the charge carried by electrons? So this is also n into E minus. So n is same for both, charge on positron and electron is same, so this can be twice of the data. So this is 2 into n की value 10⁻³ E की value 1.6 into 10⁻⁻19 and whole of this quantity is in coulomb. So this is equal to 3.2, 1.6 into 2 into 10⁻⁻16 coulomb. Now what is the total current? It is given by Q by T. तो Q आपने जो total charge निकाला 3.2 into 10⁻⁻16 divided by time interval is given as 1 millisecond. See this is 1 millisecond and 1 millisecond is 10⁻⁻³ second. So putting it here, this is 10⁻⁻³ and the answer will be in ampere. So the answer for current is 3.2 into 10⁻⁻13 ampere. Now next type of numerical, let charge Q equals to 3t square minus 5t coulomb is flowing through a wire in 5 seconds. Find current in t equals to 2 seconds. That we have to find out. So first of all, check whether this charge is constant. So first question you will be asking whether the charge is constant. So obviously answer will be no. Now reason why it is not constant, because it depends on the time. So then what will be the current? Whether it is the average current or steady current or instantaneous current. So the obvious answer is it is instantaneous current. Now what is the formula for instantaneous current? This is equal to dq by dt. So putting the value d by dt of the value of q 3t square minus 5t. So differentiating each term with respect to time, so we get I equal to 6t minus 5. Now at 2 seconds we can put the value of t as 2. So this will be I equal to 12 minus 5. So this will be 7 ampere. So this was the example based on instantaneous current. Now in numerical number 3, we are taking a non-conducting ring which has the radius r and the charges as q, and it is rotating. Now it is rotating with a speed, angular speed omega. So we have to find the equivalent current generated due to the rotation. This is the question. As it is a non-conducting ring, whole of the charges will be collecting inside the ring and let this is the ring. It is suppose rotating in anti-clockwise direction with the angular speed omega, and let this be a point. So all charges are also rotating. So we say that the current is in the direction of positive charges. Okay, this is the definition of conventional current. Ki all the charges which are positive, they will decide the direction of conventional current. So we say that what is current I equal to, I is developed here, this is Q by T. Already we have stated that current is defined as the rate of flow of positive charges. So let's assume when some positive charge completes one revolution in a time period of t, so the formula for omega is equal to 2 pi by t. Therefore we can put in place of t 2 pi by omega, so this will be going upward. So this is the current formed as we have derived the answer in terms of the given quantities. Okay, because omega and q both are given to us, and for the formation of current there is no role of radius of the ring. Next question we are taking as question number 4. Let 10 raised to 4 protons and 10 raised to 4 electrons both are moving in the opposite directions. Then calculate total current. As this is our preconcept that conventional current, this is discussed in previous problem also, conventional current is always the flow of positive charges. Hence we can say that suppose protons are moving in right direction, so they are 10 raised to 4 protons, again this is the number, and electrons, again electrons are 10 raised to 4, but as the conventional current is the flow of positive charges, so if we reverse the direction of negative charges, means this one, they will be the positive charges. So now they are 10 raised to 4 positive charges, and these are again 10 raised to 4 positive charges. Both type of positive charges are moving in the same direction, so we will add total number. So the total number is 2 into 10 raised to 4, but what is the charge? Total charge is by quantization n into E, where E is the fundamental charge. So this is 2 into 10 raised to 4 into 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So this is current will formed as Q by T. This is 3.2 into 10 raised to minus 19 plus 4 is minus 15 divided by 1. So this will be the amount of current. Now take two questions for practice. Question 1 is let the charge at any time is given as 4t cube minus 6t square plus 10 coulomb, and we have to find the total current flowing between t equals to 1 second to t equal to 3 seconds. Take this problem for practice. This is first question. And second question is let I1 be the current in the domestic appliances, I2 be the current in our nurse, and I3 be the current in the thundering. Then you have to find the values of I1, I2 and I3 in the ascending order. Now our next topic is electric current. in metals, because metals are mostly conductors, and by the definition of metals we know that they always possess free electrons. So suppose this is a structure or a specimen of a metal. Because metals are solids, so there are free electrons as well as the ions who have freed these electrons. Electrons, positive ions, electrons, positive ions, electron, positive ions. So at room temperature they move randomly inside the metal such that the kinetic energy of these electrons is equal to 3/2 kT, where K is Boltzmann's constant and T is the absolute temperature. So as the absolute temperature of room increases, their kinetic energy also increases, as both are proportional to each other. Hence the random motion of electrons putting in the vector form give us the average velocity of all electrons equal to 0. But suppose we apply an electric field between two ends of the conductor, so this is positive and it is negative, then this end will be at higher potential and this end will be at lower potential. So all free electrons try to move towards the positive terminal of the battery as to the opposite direction of the electric field. They are moving towards the left, and slowly, gradually their speed becomes in equilibrium as net force is equal to 0. So now electrons will be making a current as because they acquire a drift speed, which we will study later. This is denoted by Vd. So electrons make a current which is again given by Q by T. Suppose there are n electrons moving, so this I will be Ne upon T, which you may call as the steady current, as the number of electrons in this metal will be constant as well as the battery's potential is constant. Now next topic is Ohm's law. It is very famous law, and this also is studied in class 10th, as we are taking a wire. Wire means this is made up of metal. Metals also have always free electrons, and when we establish a certain potential between the ends of the conductor, then the current will be starting from positive pole of the battery. So this is the conventional current going, and it is giving support to the free electrons inside this metal. So I is directly proportional to V, or I equals to V upon R. Therefore we can say that V equals to I into R, where R is a constant which is called as, क्या बोलते हैं, रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ द कंडक्टर. ठीक है, अब रेजिस्टेंस किन किन बातों पर डिपेंड करता है. मीन्स जैसे ही इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, एज वी हैव डिस्कस्ड इन प्रीवियस टॉपिक, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स विल बी ड्रिफ्टिंग टुवर्ड्स द पॉजिटिव पोल ऑफ द बैटरी, तो इनके अंदर ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट जो पॉजिटिव आयंस थे वो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के साथ हर बार कोलाइड होंगे. तो उनका इलेक्ट्रॉन्स के साथ कोलाइड होना ही रेजिस्टेंस को प्रोड्यूस करेगा. मीन्स व्हेन यू वांट टू डू अ वर्क सक्सेसफुली, लेकिन आपके रास्ते में कोई बाधा आ जाती है, ऑब्स्टेकल आ जाता है, तो उसी को आप क्या बोलते हैं कि अरे यार हमें रेजिस्टेंस मिल गया. तो फिर रेजिस्टेंस मीन्स क्या हुआ, ऑब्स्टेकल. So as these free electrons want to move towards the positive pole of the battery, because they are forming a conventional current in the right direction, then they collide with the positive ions present inside the specimen, and as time passes by, the collisions produce resistance. So this R equal to V upon I will always remain constant. तो अब ये R डिपेंड किस पर करता है? This R will depend on the dimensions of the substance. डायमेंशंस मीन्स उसके लेंथ, ब्रेड्थ, एरिया क्या है, उन पर डिपेंड करेगा. एंड सेकेंड डिपेंड करता है ऑन द मटीरियल ऑफ द सब्सटेंस. सपोज आई आस्क यू कि रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ रबर एंड रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ एल्यूमिनियम किसका इलेक्ट्रिकल रेजिस्टेंस ज़्यादा है, तो डेफिनेटली you will say, ma'am, rubber is an insulating material, so its resistance is much larger than that of a metal. So now we take a new relationship that resistance is directly proportional to length and inversely proportional to area. So combining both, we get R equals to rho into L upon A, where rho is called as the resistivity. ध्यान से सुनेंगे वर्ड, resistivity of the substance. So this word it tells us that it is a property and resistance of the substance remains constant. Now what is the SI unit of resistance? हम लोग already पढ़ चुके हैं, ohm, denoted by this Greek letter. And what is the SI unit? If we see this formula R equal to V by I, then this is equal to volt per ampere. So what is 1 ohm equals to, this is 1 volt per ampere. So if a potential difference of 1 volt causes a current of 1 ampere, then the resistance of that substance is called as 1 ohm. Okay. अब इसका एक न्यूमेरिकल करेंगे ओम्स लॉ का. अ 60 वोल्ट मेंटेन्ड वायर, ये तो आप अपने आप कर सकते हैं, कैरीज अ करंट ऑफ 5 एम्पियर, देन फाइंड इट्स रेजिस्टेंस. तो आई होप इसको आप सक्सेसफुली खुद कर सकते हैं. अब हम लोग करेंगे रेजिस्टेंस को लेकर कुछ नई बातें. तो दिस यू कैन से एज नॉलेज बंडल, विच इज़ मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम्स यूज्ड इन कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स. सबसे पहले आपके पास जो नोन फॉर्मूला है रो एल अपॉन ए. अब कई बार कॉम्पिटिटिव्स में आपको रेजिस्टेंस का मास के साथ में रिलेशनशिप आता है. सो डायरेक्टली वी कैन नॉट कन्वर्ट इट इनटू मास, फर्स्ट वी हैव टू कन्वर्ट इट इनटू वॉल्यूम. सो ट्राई टू कन्वर्ट द वॉल्यूम. रो एल, एरिया को अगर आप लेंथ से मल्टीप्लाई करते हैं तो दिस विल बी द वॉल्यूम. तो आपको लेंथ से मल्टीप्लाई एंड डिवाइड करना पड़ेगा. तो दिस एडजस्टमेंट आई हैव मेड. नाउ दिस ए इंटू एल इज़ वॉल्यूम, सो दिस इज़ इक्वल टू रो एल स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय V. अब मैं लेती हूँ एक रिलेशनशिप कि डेंसिटी इक्वल टू मास अपॉन वॉल्यूम. सो वॉल्यूम इक्वल्स टू मास अपॉन डेंसिटी. तो इसको लिख दिया मैंने रो इंटू एल स्क्वायर अपॉन मास अपॉन डेंसिटी. सो दिस डेंसिटी विल गो टू न्यूमरेटर. सो रेजिस्टेंस इक्वल टू रो इंटू एल स्क्वायर into density divided by mass. So how we find the relationship? Resistance is directly proportional to L square but inversely proportional to mass. ठीक है. अब सेकेंड नॉलेज बंडल आप लेते हैं कि जब आप एक किसी रेजिस्टेंस को स्ट्रेच करते हैं तब क्या होता है. तो जैसे ही आपने एक रेजिस्टेंस को स्ट्रेच किया तो उसका लेंथ चेंज हो गया. ठीक है, लेंथ क्या हो गया, चेंज हो गया. एरिया भी चेंज हो गया और उसका मास कांस्टेंट रहा, उसका वॉल्यूम कांस्टेंट रहा, एज वेल एज उसका डेंसिटी कांस्टेंट रहा. पास कैसे रहे कांस्टेंट, बट ये दोनों डेटा आपके वायर के चेंज हो गए। तो आपने स्टार्टिंग की कि वॉल्यूम रिमेन्स सेम। नाउ व्हाट कैन बी राइट फॉर वॉल्यूम? A1 L1 equals to A2 L2 because we are taking cylindrical type resistance. Now this gives us L2 upon L1 equal to A1 upon A2. Now if we write formula according to this formula, this gives us R2 upon R1 equal to L2 upon L1. एरिया से इन्वर्स है तो A1 upon A2. Now in place of A1 upon A2 we can put L2 upon L1. So this new relationship is L2 upon L1 whole square. बहुत मज़ेदार रिलेशनशिप मिलने वाला है। अब सपोज़ आपने वायर को इतना स्ट्रेच किया कि न्यू लेंथ इज़ n टाइम्स ऑफ द ओल्ड लेंथ। ठीक है, जैसे ही आप इसको यहाँ पुट करते हैं तो एक मज़ेदार रिलेशनशिप मिला। R2 दैट इज़ द न्यू वैल्यू ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस इज़ n स्क्वायर टाइम्स ऑफ द ओल्ड वैल्यू ऑफ रेजिस्टेंस। ठीक है, तो अब हम लोग पूरे रिलेशनशिप्स को एक साथ गैदर कर लेते हैं सो दैट आवर नॉलेज बंडल बिकम्स रेडी फॉर द कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स। So this is the new knowledge bundle which is after stretching. So you can make note of these relationship. R equals to rho L upon A is known by the standard tenth. Then if we convert it into mass and density, D is the symbol for density, rho L square D upon M. So it is inversely proportional to mass and directly proportional to density, directly proportional to square of length. So this is rho M upon A square D. यहाँ ये relationship length से independent हो गया. So by these two relationship we can say that resistance is directly proportional to L square. So if length is increased by X%, differentiating it both sides we get 2 into del L. So resistance will increase by 2x%. Now by this we can check that resistance is inversely proportional to A square. यहाँ confusion वाली कोई बात ही नहीं है। ये जो आपके पास रिलेशनशिप है वो बिफोर स्ट्रेचिंग का है एंड ये जो बाकी दोनों रिलेशनशिप हैं ये आफ्टर स्ट्रेचिंग के हैं। सो आफ्टर स्ट्रेचिंग में दिस रिलेशनशिप आ जाएगा दैट रेजिस्टेंस इज इन्वर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू ए स्क्वायर। सो इफ एरिया इंक्रीजेज बाय x%, रेजिस्टेंस इज डिक्रीज्ड बाय 2x%। नाउ रेडियस से इसका रिलेशनशिप होगा, ए के प्लेस पर आपने पुट किया पाई आर स्क्वायर, सो दिस विल बी रो इंटू एम डिवाइडेड बाय पाई स्क्वायर आर रेज टू 4 इंटू डी. So this is inversely proportional to radius raised to 4. So by this again these are for after stretching. Stretch करने के बाद ही obey होंगे ये relationships, ये तीनों, ठीक है, and this is before stretching. So if radius is increased by x%, then resistance is decreased by 4x%, as resistance is inversely proportional to 4th power of radius. So we can write it like this: R directly proportional to R raised to -4, और जैसे ही हमने इसको दोनों साइड डिफ्रेंशिएट किया, दिस इज dr डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू -4 इंटू R रेज टू आया -5 इंटू dr. तो ये रिलेशनशिप ओबे होगा कि माइनस मीन्स डिक्रीजेज बाय 4%. ओके, नाउ लेट्स टेकिंग अ न्यूमेरिकल बेस्ड ऑन दिस. इफ अ रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ 20 ohm is stretched up to 3 times its length, find new resistance. So what we have discovered that after stretching new resistance is equal to n square times the old resistance. So just putting the value of n 3 टाइम्स स्ट्रेच कर रहे हैं हम उसको, तो 3 स्क्वायर विल बी 9 and old resistance given as 20 ohm. So this is the value of new resistance. Now numerical number 2, if 2 copper wires have same length. अब यहाँ पर एक बात का ध्यान देंगे आप, कॉपर से ही बनी हुई हैं दोनों वायर्स, तो यहीं से कंक्लूजन निकाल लेना है कि उनकी जो रेजिस्टिविटी है वो सेम होगी. सो दे हैव सेम लेंथ, बट सेकेंड वायर हैज़ डायमीटर ट्वाइस दैट ऑफ फर्स्ट. जो सेकेंड वायर का डायमीटर है वो फर्स्ट वायर से डबल है. Hence the radius will be twice if the resistance of first wire is 20 ohm. Find resistance of other wire. ठीक है, ये हमारे पास आ गया क्वेश्चन. So what we can write that L1 equals to L2 equals to L. दोनों के लेंथ सेम है, रेजिस्टिविटी सेम है बिकॉज दोनों कॉपर से बने हुए हैं. फर्स्ट वायर का डायमीटर और रेडियस आपने एज्यूम किया R1, तो सेकेंड वायर का होगा ट्वाइस ऑफ R1 बिकॉज गिवन सेकेंड वायर हैज़ डायमीटर और रेडियस ट्वाइस दैट ऑफ द फर्स्ट. नो फर्स्ट वायर का रेजिस्टेंस है हमारे पास में जो गिवन है 20 ओम, एंड वी हैव टू फाइंड द रेजिस्टेंस ऑफ द सेकेंड वायर. सो वी कैन सॉल्व दिस क्वेश्चन दैट दिस इज बिफोर स्ट्रेचिंग केस. सो दिस विल बी एज R2 अपॉन R1 equal to L2 upon L1 into A1 upon A2. So what is L2? Both are same lengths, तो ये आपके पास कैंसिल हो गया. A1 के प्लेस पर पाई R1 स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाय पाई R2 स्क्वायर, so it is only R1 upon R2 whole square. Now this is twice, so the ratio will be as 1/4 स्क्वायरिंग करने के बाद. सो व्हाट इज R2 डिवाइडेड बाय R1 इज 20. दिस इज इक्वल टू 1/4. सो द आंसर फॉर सेकेंड रेजिस्टेंस इज 20/4. इट इज इक्वल टू 5 ohm. Now next point will be the types of resistors. So in resistors, the first type is wire wound resistors and the second type is carbon composed resistors. We can see the differences in both. First, wire wound resistors are formed by winding wires of an alloy such as manganese, nichrome, constantan, etc. Because the reason is because they are temperature इनवेरिएंट मटीरियल्स, मतलब टेम्परेचर बढ़ने के साथ में उनको बहुत ज़्यादा इफ़ेक्ट नहीं होता. बट अगर हमको इनके हाई रेजिस्टेंस या हायर रेंज में जाना है, सो वी विल बी प्रेफरिंग कार्बन कंपोज्ड रेजिस्टर्स, एंड दीज रेजिस्टर्स आर मेनली मेड फ्रॉम कार्बन, एंड दे आर देयर पॉजिटिव पॉइंट्स आर they are small, compact in size. They are compact in size as well as they are less expensive. So they are preferred in electronic circuits. Now we measure the value of carbon composed resistors with their color codes. Color codes is a scheme where we fix the colors on a carbon composed resistor in the form of rings, in the ring forms. So let's assume this is a carbon composed resistor and these are the terminals for the external connection. This will be first ring. तो जो रिंग जिस एंड के पास होगी वहाँ से आप रीडिंग स्टार्ट करेंगे, तो आप इसको बोल देंगे रिंग नंबर 1. दिस विल बी सेकेंड रिंग, थर्ड रिंग एंड फोर्थ रिंग. This is ring number 2, ring number 3 and this one is ring number 4. अब सबसे पहले ring 1 and ring 2 के जो भी कोड्स होंगे उससे मिलाकर बना लेंगे आप एक 2 डिजिट नंबर. थर्ड रिंग वैल्यू विल बी गिविंग डेसिमल multiplier. Fourth ring will be giving us the tolerance limit. ठीक है, अब हम लोग देखते हैं what is color code. For understanding color code, we are making column here. First column is for color, second is for number, third is for multiplier and fourth is for tolerance. Okay, so color we are taking according to a shortcut. ऐसे याद रखेंगे आप. B Roy of Great Britain had a very good wife. I repeat it. B Roy of Great Britain had a very good wife. तो यहाँ पर डार्केस्ट कलर लेना है आपको एंड द डार्केस्ट कलर इज, जो मैंने अपने हाथ में पकड़ा हुआ है, ब्लैक, एंड द लाइटेस्ट कलर इज द कलर ऑफ पेज जिस पर मैं लिख रही हूँ, मीन्स वाइट. सो सबसे पहले हम लोग कलर्स को अरेंज करेंगे. फर्स्ट कलर इज ब्लैक, ब्राउन, रेड, ऐसे अरेंज करते जा रहे हैं हम लोग. ऑरेंज, येलो, ग्रीन, ब्लू, V for violet, then G for grey, and in last lightest color, that is white. Now number starts from 0 and ascending order up to 9, and same will be forming the decimal multiplier, that is the power of 10. Okay, then the tolerance comes. For tolerance we are taking 3 types. First is the gold band, means golden band, and its multiplier will be 10 raised to minus 1 and its tolerance limit will be 5%, means plus minus 5%. Then second is the silver band. Second choice is silver band. Its multiplier is 10 raised to minus 2 and its tolerance limit is plus minus 10%. And if no fourth band is present, then we will be taking the option as no color. No decimal multiplier is there, but the tolerance limit is plus minus 20%. So let's understand this chart with the help of examples. Suppose I am taking first numerical. These bands are given to us, 3 bands. and then fourth is the tolerance vent. Let this is red, 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 and the last one is silver. First two will be making 2-digit number, third will be giving us DM, that is decimal multiplier, and fourth will be giving us the tolerance limits. So let's go back to the chart. This red stands for 2, number 2. So red means 22 will be making, and then decimal multiplier will be 10 square, and then silver band will be making plus minus 10%. So this answer will be red will be making 2-digit number as 22. This third band will be making decimal multiplier, तो आपको मल्टीप्लाई करना है 10 स्क्वायर, ब्रैकेट में एनक्लोज करना है प्लस माइनस 10% ohm. This is the answer for the reading of this carbon composed resistor. Now suppose अब मैं इससे आपको एक रिवर्स क्वेश्चन दूँ. Second question, if the value of carbon composed resistor is 45 into 10 raised to 7 plus minus 5% ohm, then state its color bands. So as we can go back to the chart, और अदरवाइज़ आप अपने फिंगर के हेल्प से याद रख सकते हैं BBROY GBVGW. So we can go back to the chart. See this, 4 stands for yellow, 5 stands for green. तो सबसे पहले आ जाएगा आपके पास yellow, then green, and 10 raised to 7 is by violet. So this is making yellow, green, violet, and this tolerance limit is plus minus 5%. So it will be making fourth band as gold. So I hope this much is sufficient for first quick revision. Next video will be telling you more points of current, electricity. So till then, revise these points. Thank you for watching. Happy learning.